I'm going to talk today about how to tap into your creative genius. Doesn't that sound fantastic? Tap into your unlimited potential. Grasp it, free it. Allow all of that creative juice, which is somewhere deep inside of you, to just express itself so that you come up with the most incredible ideas. Things that have been trapped inside of you that you just really, really wanted to be free. How do you do that? Creativity, okay? Where does creativity come from? Creativity begins when your mind is still, okay? It's a little bit like daydreaming, okay? The way that you encourage spontaneous wisdom or playfulness or great ideas to come is by starting from a position where your mind is quiet. Your mind can't cope with too much mess. If it's already messy, it's much less likely to permit further messiness. And creativity is messy, okay? Creativity is noise. And then from the noise, you kind of go, wow, there's a jewel in there. So to permit that, first of all, your mind has to be in a state of stability, let's say. Yeah? Not necessarily quiet, but composed. So how do you do that? You imagine it. You self-hypnotize. If you want or need to find different, more imaginative ways of looking at a problem, or you are stumped by something and your intellect has been processing it and pounding it and chopping it up into pieces, and no matter how hard you look at it, you can't find the solution. There has to be a way to hand that off to the rest of you, okay? To the part of you which has far, far greater computing power, let's say. But how do you do that? Now, one of the ways that you can do that is by setting yourself an intention, in actual fact, and sleeping on it. I'm sure you must have had an experience where the morning after you go, oh, where's that idea come from, right? It came in a dream, or it just came from the stillness of the night. I love these ideas of Zen koans. The Zen koans are almost by definition unfathomable to your intellect. They've been designed like that, so that they are a mental conundrum. But you can understand them using the rest of you, right? By connecting your brain and your body and by harmonizing yourself. And if you just use your intellect, you're going to tie yourself in knots. So I find these Zen koans a wonderful way of proving to myself that intellect in itself is not going to be sufficient, and I need to let go of that. Another way that you might find to do it is by relating to yourself. So rather than objectifying yourself, if you communion with yourself and you talk very kindly to yourself, I'm sorry. I understand what you're going through. I don't know. I love you. Anything like that will give you a connection with what is most important in your heart. And in that instant, you are settling your brain. Yeah, you are at one with more of yourself. The whole purpose of this is to get you out of your brain, out of the little bit of you which thinks it can solve the problem, and into everything. Another one that you can do is follow your breathing. You know, it's like, okay, I've got this conundrum and I need some creativity to spontaneously bring me something new. What can I do? All right, I have to stop the messy, noisy, chattering part of my mind. Let's follow my breath. You follow your breath, you follow the in-breath, you follow the out-breath, you listen to the sound of the breath. You notice the temperature of the air as you're breathing in, the temperature of the air as you're breathing out. You consciously, to begin with, slow your breathing down. Maybe count in for 4, count out for 8. You stabilize your core. Then you can reduce the depth of your breath to the point where you can barely hear the breath at all. Your mind's gone quiet. We're getting into hypnotic techniques now. You can put these 2 index fingers forward horizontally, about 10 centimeters apart. What's that, 3 or 4 inches, I guess, something like that, I'm not quite sure. You focus on both of the fingers at the same time, which means that your eyes can't really look at either, that your eyes look at both in the middle, and with your peripheral vision you kind of see both. You then focus your awareness on the fingers. You focus your awareness on the skin around the fingers, on the temperature around the fingers, or on the air around the fingers, maybe on the air around the whole of your hand, maybe even noticing your little fingers. But when you pay most of your attention to both of those index fingers at the same time, then what you do is, when your breathing has stilled, when your body is composed, and your attention is on those fingers, you move your attention a couple of centimeters in front of the fingers, where there's nothing. So your mind goes quiet. Your mind goes quiet. Your body is still, your mind goes quiet. You bring a sense of an intention at that point to whatever it is that is this conundrum. And you basically hand it out. Whether you want to hand it out to God, to the universe, to your gut, to the wisdom of the back of your brain, it doesn't matter what you hand it over to, as long as you are letting go of it with your intellect and saying, I have some sort of faith that there is a part of me or a part of the world or a part of the thing that I don't understand which can help me with this. And just sit with it. And maybe it comes straight away, or maybe it comes the following morning, but you are setting an intention, and your brain is a goal-centered mechanism. It's a thing which is designed to find solutions, and you've just kind of said, I don't know, but I think something out there knows. And you see what comes up. Any of those ways are giving you access to potential which is beyond the reach of your intellect. And that is where the unlimited begins. At that juncture, at that friction between the part of you which thinks it knows and the rest of you. And then from that, beyond to everything outside of you, and to a certain unity with all of that, a certain interconnectedness between you and what your intellect likes to think of as it, which in actual fact is not it. It's not other. It's all one, and it's all tappable when you choose to permit it. Okay, you're suddenly like a massive satellite dish receiving information. It's like using the power of intention to channel things beyond your personal understanding and just seeing what comes of it. Even if this part of you that thinks it knows best thinks, oh, what on earth is this? The only way to get beyond the intellect is by going through something like this and coming up with something which this bit couldn't have come up with. And then you kind of have to sit back and take notice and then try it again. For me, the idea that these ideas come in the morning when you were fast asleep is brilliant, right? Because it shows the power of unthinking. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it makes a lot of sense to me. The way to tap into your creativity, to tap into your limitless potential, is by letting go of the intellect and permitting the rest of you to start breathing. All right? Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.